I love what I do because I know that I'm making a difference.
As a CASA, you can help save a kid's life by keeping them off the street, giving them hope, helping them focus on something more positive.
Every child deserves to live a life worth living, and if we can be any small part of that, then why wouldn't we ever take this opportunity?
If you become involved with an organization like this in any capacity, it also changes your life.
I was just somewhat motivated just hearing the stories and just hearing about the work that is needed.
When I was growing up, I didn't see any Hispanic role models. So to me, that's hugely important, the representation, and for them to see that, hey, there's somebody that looks like me. I look like that person. And if that person can do it, I can do it too.
I was reading an article in the Dallas Morning News about foster families and the foster care system in the state of Texas. And by all accounts, it was broken. The one thing in that article that was not broken, and the piece that gave me hope, was CASA.
So there are 3 wonderful boys. They were in a bad situation, and that's why they were taken from their mom. And so they really have a lot of trust issues.
She was living with her grandmother, and her uncle had experienced some neglect, a lot of trauma. Her mother was incarcerated, drug abuse. She was removed from that home.
Our first CASA case involved 3 children. They came into care due to both neglect and allegations of physical abuse. And originally the children were put into separate foster care homes. We joined the case and we very quickly just grew to love them.
All 3 children had different fathers. And some of the fathers weren't in their lives at all. So they were living with mom, and someone had called on them for neglective supervision because the newborn baby actually had a bump on his head that turned out to be a skull fracture. They weren't in the same house. They don't have the same dads. They had different caretakers at different times. Sometimes they're frustrated because they're not with their family. Maybe they start to have some behavioral issues. Probably every one of the cases I've been a part of, the children, if they were old enough, have been aware of what's going on. They know that there's a chance they can be taken away. So not only as an advocate are you making sure that they are safe and fed and educated and getting any sort of help that they may need or services, you're also wanting to make sure that you know what they want and what outcome that they are seeking, and make sure that they're not living in fear the entire time, and that, this is not up to chance.
At the age of 14, she ended up in a foster placement that she continued to stay and received great support. I worked closely with her foster mom and keeping her academically motivated. She just needed a lot of guidance and structure.
Education to me, it's made a big difference in my life. I'm the very first person in my family to graduate from high school, certainly the first person to graduate from college. I really think that it's made an impact on them. It's something that they see as to why it's important to go to school.
We were really lucky that this amazing family came forward, and the fact that they were excited about all 3 of them, individually and as a collective unit, was the biggest blessing I think we could have ever asked for.
Adoption day, oh my goodness. The thing I remember most is having a headache from crying so intensely. It was beautiful to see that she finally got her forever home. She literally said, "And guess what, Miss Priscilla? I'm the kid that the parent didn't want." She said, "I'm doing better than they could have ever thought that I would do."
Getting to be together all at the same time with mom, and knowing, or at least hoping, that one day you are going to be able to help facilitate everyone getting back together. It's just that consistency for children that they need to grow up and be in a good family unit. There's not as much kind of anger or aggression because they're not in that limbo anymore.
I just think it's so impactful, the work that CASA does, and I think it's pretty impactful too that it's all volunteer work.
I think with her knowing that I truly care and there's nothing that I'm benefiting from this and it's not a paid job, that it is volunteer, that resonates so differently for teenagers.
I think the word that comes to mind throughout the entire process, I was thinking about this the other day, was humbling. To be invited into that family, it was very, very impactful.
It takes you on a wave of emotions. I won't pretend that it's not hard at points, but just making sure the children are getting exactly what they need from you and the organization that you represent is so rewarding.
CASA is doing a great job, but we need more help. I always tell people, look, it's not easy, but it's really worth it. I choose to stay involved in CASA because I know they're making a significant impact on the kids.
You could literally be saving a life, you know. That alone, it's enough for me to keep me going regardless of how tough and difficult a kid's situation may be. So my hat literally goes off to the organizations and the individuals who constantly give to this organization to make a difference. It's just remarkable. It's remarkable. It really is.